Hey everybody, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee. In light of the recent election results, I thought it might be a good time to remind you that Tennessee is the best state in the country for doing business. If you are a New York City business owner and you don't like the direction your city has headed, I have a message for you that Tennessee is open for business. We have one of the
Mm,
strongest economies in the country. We have one of the lowest tax bases in the country. We have a workforce that is ready for any industry, a workforce that is ready to meet the needs of your company. And our Department of Economic and Community Development is ready to help you make a move right now. In fact, Tennessee is one of the most moved to states for families, for people, for companies from around the globe, because we believe that opportunity and security and freedom are important for everyone. We also believe in the power of law enforcement, by the way, and we understand that the men and women who keep our families, keep our communities safe, need to be supported, and we do so in our state. I want you to know that if you're looking for an opportunity, you've found one in the state of Tennessee. We are here. Our way of life, our music, our culture, our food, our hospitality, and our business friendly environment might just be right for you. We are open for business.
hey, Tennessee ain't playing around. There's a lot of companies that went to Tennessee. There's a lot of people that moved to Tennessee, hearing nothing but great things. Tennessee has been a sleeper. A lot of people went to Texas, but now people are going to Tennessee. But Bill Lee, he's the governor of Tennessee. He wants New York businesses because he knows that New York business will be leaving the state of New York because they will have higher taxes and because to fund this, free buses, free healthcare, free. All that's going to do is affect the New York businesses and tax them more. So that's going to be a killer for New York is when these businesses leave or when these landlords don't even rent it out, they just keep it in hold. This is going to crush New York. And I think Bill Lee saw a great opportunity because there's already been a lot of people, a lot of companies moving to Tennessee. I'm in California. I know a lot of companies move, but most notable, we have In N Out Burger. In N Out Burger has moved their headquarters to Tennessee. Obviously, I'm in California. We have our own issues and not as bad as New York, but we have our issues to where our staple is leaving our state. So to go to Tennessee, so that tells you how great Tennessee is and how business friendly Tennessee is. In order to make the economy, your state strong, you need businesses. You need wealthy people. You need people that's willing to start a business there and make money to generate money for the economy. Yes, you're gonna have to tax them, but overly taxing them and just basically not making them want to be a business owner is something that New York is going to do. You can't fund these things without money. So what happens when a good amount of the New York businesses leave and they go to Tennessee? The businesses will be fine, but what about the actual money that's supposed to be coming to New York for these free buses, free food, free healthcare, and all these things? Mom Donnie messed it up. A lot of people have left. A lot of people are going down to New York. A lot of people are going even to Texas. Tennessee is a good sleeper. It's like right there. A lot of people have been going there. And I think this was a great move by the Tennessee governor. I love it. You know, if I had a business in New York, hey, we move it to Tennessee because at the end of the day, it's about saving money. It's about being in the position to have a business and take care of people. It sucks for the people that are working. Where are they going to work at if they are really tied down to New York? So that's the scary thing about the New York Mayor Mamdani coming in January 1st. It's what is he going to do? What is he going to do when the people that you say you're going to tax are gone? What do you do? Who do you blame? You have to work with the billionaires. You have to make sure that they get a deal as well as you get a deal. This is why I always say there needs to be a prerequisite for people in politics to own a business or know how to run a business because you have to have deals. Who are you dealing with? You're saying you're going to take, but you expect those people to stay? Real businessmen aren't going to stay. They're going to leave. Businessmen and businesswomen, they'll leave. If I'm not making money, if it's not anything that's going to make me profitable, why would I stay here? Just for you to take money from me? Pack it up. It's happened everywhere. It's happened in California. Elon Musk went to Texas, took his whole thing down to Texas, what it should have been in, Northern Cali. How much money and how much, capital, how much taxes did they lose just off of that? He employs thousands and thousands of people. I don't understand why your biggest asset when you have a company is your employees. So if you have, say, tens of thousands of employees, they're going to get taxed no matter what. They can't get around the tax. There's no such thing like you own a business, you can get around the tax for write-offs. They can't. So why wouldn't you want to keep that business in your state? I never understood that because it's smart business to keep them in because it's about the money. You're taxing the people. They got to pay taxes. So I know I'm going to get money from that. Maybe you do a smaller tax on the business, but you still need them. They're providing the benefit of tax because if the people aren't making money, real estate, groceries, cars, insurance, everything stays stagnant because the people aren't making money. So you need the businesses, just like what he's saying. Governor Lee is saying he's smart. Come over here because that's more money for at least our businesses to prosper. Hey, maybe we don't have the state tax or whatever, but we have other taxes, but it's not as big as New York. But that money we get and the people get money, they're going to spend. That's how you establish the economy. That's how you get the economy going. You have to put the money in the people's pocket. So I'm not going to tax the businesses heavy because they're providing the people to get paid. So I'm going to make sure I tax them because they're going to be spending and I get my taxes from the people. You have more people than businesses. So the numbers in your logic should be put everybody to work, and then I get taxed off of every person instead of trying to get a huge tax from this big company when eventually they could just leave. They could just pack up and leave if they're a successful company. So this is why as a governor, you have to think, or a mayor or a president, you have to think like a businessman. What's my numbers? If I tax this one big corporation, I can only get this. But if this big corporation keeps hiring, keeps being successful, keeps bringing more people, I'm getting more money for the state because we're taxing everybody, the state tax or whatever tax they have for people, property tax, everything goes up. The state makes money in a whole different ways. It doesn't have to make all the money off of the corporations, but what the blue states try to do, they try to make the corporations the enemy, but they're not the enemy. They're the ally. They're the one producing jobs. They're the one putting people in positions to make money, to spend money. That's what you need. You need people making money and spending money in the economy. That's what you need. So a smart person that's in politics, a mayor, governor, senate, president, they know we need business. We need capitalism because capitalism is what makes everybody better. People think it's socialism, the people that don't work think it's socialism, but it's not socialism. It's capitalism. You need the businesses. The businesses are an ally of the state. We have to work together because I need you to continue to employ these people. So I am rooting for your success, not for my gain while I'm taxing you crazy amounts. No, for the people's gain, because when they get money, I'm going to tax them, but they also spend money in the economy. You have to have capitalism. I can't stand when somebody comes up to me and says that person makes too much money. They worked for that money. Okay? How many people is that company employing? Well, they're employing 25,000 people. Keep that company here. Make sure they're good and make sure they're taking care of the people and give them fair wages. I'm just going to tax them, have a low tax on you so you can stay here. We have a great partnership. That's business.